G'day everyone, Paul Stoner, CEO Biggin and Scott, joined by Russell Cambridge today from the Richmond office.
Hey Paul, long time no see.
I know.
Vietnam.
And
Actually, no, it wasn't. It was training yesterday, wasn't it? We did the auction training.
we've had a lot of stuff going on here this week. It's good.
You
We've
have.
just moved to new offices, corporate offices, which gives us a lot more space for training, and that's a good thing.
It's bloody fantastic, isn't it? You loving it?
And
do you know what? You're further away, but easier to get to.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Oh, it's so quick for us.
But we're here because Richmond was Sales Office of the Month with the most sales and listings, which you gave me a stat, 32 sales, 34 listings, was that right?
Well, we actually did a couple of sales conditional that probably flipped, could have gone into that month, but we didn't. We put it in next month.
So,
32.
regardless, big numbers, 32 odd sales.
Yes.
There's a lot going on in Richmond. There's been a lot going on in the market, as you all know. But what's the Richmond office been working on? Because we've had a few changes. We've had the new fact sheets that we have to supply for buyers.
Yep.
So price quoting has changed at the door and so forth. So how have you guys been dealing with all
Well,
of
we
that?
started doing that from the beginning of the year pretty much anyhow. So it wasn't new to us. The biggest change to me is what APRA have done to investor market. The number of investors coming through the door has definitely diminished, and we're still selling mostly to home buyers. Now, prices haven't dropped at all. Stock levels are still down compared to 2 years ago, slightly up on last year. Our market share is fantastic, which we might touch on later, but it is mostly going to home buyers. The investors have been squeezed out a little bit.
Are they still turning up?
Yeah, they're turning up, but they're just like we might have sold 50-50 to home buyers. Now it's more like 25% are selling to investors, 75% to home buyers.
So these are, for the people watching that don't know, these are the increased percentages that investors borrow at now, which it really does have an impact.
Yeah, it is. Look, it's and they didn't even do it retrospectively. So everyone who's got an investment property on interest only got sort of slapped with sort of surcharges.
Yeah.
But, you've got to go on P&I and get less.
So to keep up with your market share, which we'll talk about in a moment, there's always something that we're working on. It's new, introducing new products to the market or changing current procedures within the office. Is there anything that you guys have been working on? Yeah,
you probably remember we've implemented Sunday Opens again. We felt that there was a big hole in the availability to these for the properties to the buyers.
Yep.
So we have the properties open on a Sunday as well, which has been fantastic.
Yep.
We insist on 2 salespeople per open for inspection, mandatory, regardless of 1 or 2 bedroom apartments or beautiful home.
Yep.
But the guys are still out and about at open for inspections until the last property is opened, has closed in Richmond, regardless whether it's ours or others. And it's fantastic. Yeah. You meet buyers, you meet sellers at the other opens, and that's been fantastic. And the guys are sort of loving that.
They've acknowledged that it's enabled them to do more.
Yeah, and we had a bit of pushback from the staff a couple of years ago going, Sunday Opens are killing us. They wanted it back. They missed it.
Yeah,
they go, we're missing the opportunity to meet sellers and other buyers, and you know what? They've relished it.
It's a little bit more relaxed on a Sunday and serious people that turn up.
It is. Last Sunday was quiet. Guess why? It was a nice Sunday, and the sun was out, the birds were chirping, it felt like spring. Things were a bit quiet.
You'll be busy this weekend then. I think it's going to be freezing.
Yep, I'll be rugging them up in their beanies and gloves.
So market share, you guys still travelling sort of, it's still pretty close to about 50% of what's happening in the area, certainly Richmond and Abbotsford?
Well, yes, we certainly, we are, like this weekend, I think we have exactly the same number as our 2 main competitors combined, open for inspection. I think we've got 25 properties plus a Sunday, so some of them are open double. So it's 25, and our 2 competitors had 12 each, I think.
Yeah. So again, for some of the new guys that would be watching, if you want to meet more people, what's your suggestion that they should do?
Just open every property you can as often as you can.
Correct.
That's it. Neighbours are out and about. Build your database.
Open the properties. People come along, you can build your database, you can start communicating with locals. 50% of the market, approximately, with Richmond and Abbotsford.
Yep.
How many properties under management now?
We've just ticked over, I've been saying we were aiming at, we've just tipped over the 2,400, so 2,400, which is marvellous.
So staff?
Paul, we've just ticked the 50.
50 staff. Might have
50
to start
staff.
charging you guys for the awards night.
I think we. We have to. I think we've got 18 or 19, 18, 19, including 3/4 because one's on job share. Support staff. There's 15 sales people plus administration. So
the reason I brought up these numbers, again, for any of the officers watching, you want to speak to Russell or go down and see what it's like to have an office with 50 people in it, how they run their meetings and how they set everything up and the checklist for open for inspections and so forth. They are humming with pretty much everything that's introduced. These guys are early adopters. They get in quick and they put it in and run with it.
And come down any time because the staff start coming in at 7:30 in the morning and leave at 7:30 at night. It's sort of,
Any particular standouts for the month? Properties or people?
I think what's exciting is what's coming up, Paul. We've got a couple of big development sites on the go. We've got a few new townhouses. We've got over 50 auctions moving past the grand. Well, we've got the grand final coming up, which leaves a hole in our agenda, springtime selling, and then Melbourne Cup. But between now and Melbourne Cup, and we're building rapidly, I think we're up to 52, 53 auctions right now. And obviously building rapidly.
It'd be interesting if Richmond are in the grand final. The streets would be pretty quiet that weekend.
Probably, yeah.
It'd be very quiet.
It'd be fantastic.
I hadn't thought about that.
Atmosphere.
So standouts, some big sales during the month of July?
Big sales, don't know, can't think of any.
Well, you're talking about a couple of land developments.
We've got a couple of development sites.
Now.
Yeah, we've got a couple of development sites we'd like to see 5-6 mil, something like that.
Yeah.
One in Victoria Street, one in Wellington Street coming up. Looking forward to hitting the market.
One's low density, the other one's high density.
Correct, yeah, one's luxury. I'd love to live in one of those when they get built, right near Amy Stadium.
Yeah, well, it'd be very nice. So how's the build-up to spring looking then?
Yeah, it's good. The guys are flat out building their database, chasing sellers. As I said, we've got over 50 on the go, and I think that's going to rapidly grow suddenly. Yeah. It'd be interesting. We've got to keep an eye on what's happening in the next suburbs out, because once they pick up, our people tend to shift out there. They don't shift back in, they shift out, and look forward to seeing the market pick up out there. Then we can start picking up the
a few Super Saturdays. You'll see Russell on Facebook in the afternoons with his...
Correct.
Looking dishevelled with his tie half done up and
ready for
running
a beer.
through a Super Saturday.
That's fantastic.
You and Ed.
There is a couple of Saturdays coming up that Ed and myself, Andrew and Chris, we've got 6 each to do, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's fantastic. So it is about to get busy, but if on a serious note, if you'd like to witness what it's like to see an office that's already humming with these sort of numbers and staff numbers, just give the guys a call. And
I love doing my tour. Yeah. Come on down. Beautiful.
And Russell's just gone over the line into the realm of training, doing some auction training for the group.
Hope they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Tommy and I
haven't had any feedback yet.
No, there's nothing good or bad thing. No, Tommy and I did it. We had took 3 each and got them doing the first stages of an auction, and then next week we'll go into the legalities and the contract reading, and then we'll get them into the bidding, and hopefully we've got a nice novice auctioneer.
So again, for any of the guys watching, you want to get trained by the guys who are actually out there in the market doing the auctions and know what it's like to deal on a daily basis. Get into the next session
and come down and hear some of Tom's jokes, because we've never heard one before, have we?
He's very excited about the new audience.
He is.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Congratulations again, mate.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you back at the table.
How many times did it hit the table, Brett? Sorry. 10. Sorry.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.